Their violent actions and rhetoric are fueled by white supremacy, anti-Semitism, racism, homophobia, Islamophobia, and misogyny, and unfortunately, often in combination of all of the above. And on several different occasions, we have seen the tragic results that this type of extremism can bring to Canadian soil.
Canada's top security officials have thought it over and decided to place the Proud Boys, Adam Waffen, and 2 other white supremacist or neo-Nazi groups on Canada's list of designated terror organizations. While the designation doesn't outlaw the groups outright, it does give authorities more options when laying charges and the ability to deny them access to Canada's banking system.
Listings can help support criminal investigations and facilitate the laying of terrorism-related charges against perpetrators and supporters of terrorism. They also help block the flow of financial resources to terrorist groups when such groups use Canada's financial systems.
Senior public safety officials note that these financial restrictions make things like buying membership in or paying dues to those listed groups, Adam Waffen, the Base, the Proud Boys, and the Russian Imperial Movement, illegal. But experts studying extremism say many of these groups don't organize like that anymore. Garth Davies has studied violent extremism since the 1990s and says many of these groups can resemble radical Islamic terror organizations, not just in violence, but the decentralized way they organize online.
More often it appears that these groups are, people come and go as they please as part of these are sort of more loose affiliations than they are thought of in a traditional organizational sense.
Within their ideology, they promote violence. And that's exactly what is contrary to the criminal code in Canada.
9 other organizations were added to the list, most of them affiliates of the Islamic State or Al-Qaeda. Michel Junot-Katsuya is a former CSIS and RCMP officer. He says the one thing that unites these groups is that they have no issues using violence to advance their goals.
We can exchange and we can talk about this, but the moment that you promote that violence should be used in order to supplant my perspective with yours, that is where we stop, and that's where we draw the line.
Now, public safety officials say that these terror listings were not made with political considerations in mind. However, it was the NDP who initiated a petition and House of Commons motion to have the Proud Boys added to the list. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh welcomed the move, but says that this should just be a first step.
We are calling on the government to go further and to ensure that all white supremacist organizations and extreme right-wing groups which pose the real and urgent threat to Canadian security are dismantled.
In Ottawa, Xiaoli Li, City News.